Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex, I work in networking and I love sharing what I learn along the way. This is the third video of the series From Zero to Full Home SD-WAN Lab. We have installed Proxmox, CML, and now we are ready to build our first SD-WAN lab. If you have tried setting up an SD-WAN lab before, you know that it takes a ton of time just to bring the controllers and routers up and running. But today we're gonna make this process super simple. I'll show you how to install and run the CML SD-WAN Lab Deployment Tool, an open source project that will let you deploy SD-WAN labs in just a few commands. Let's see how it works.
Go to your favorite search engine and look for Cisco SD-WAN CML tool. Scroll down until you find the GitHub entry called Cisco Open SD-WAN Lab Deployment Tool. This is an open tool designed to get your SD-WAN lab up and running quickly. However, the code is open, so if you're familiar with Python, you can always fork it and do whatever you want. You can change the base topology, the IP address scheme, or the device configurations. For this video, we're keeping it simple and we're going to use it as it is. To use this tool, you will need a Linux or Mac OS environment. If you're using Windows, you will need to install a Linux VM or container. To confirm that Python is installed, you can copy and paste the command shown on screen. Now let's go ahead and follow the installation instructions. The first step is to create a folder to hold the project. I have created the folder EasySD1 and I'll just copy and paste the commands here. The first one will create a virtual environment called venv. The second one will activate my virtual environment and you will see the venv appearing at the beginning to confirm it's active. Next, I'm going to upgrade the virtual environment packages. Lastly, I will install the SD-WAN Lab Deployment Tool. This will take a few seconds. Once it's done, we can confirm the installation with the SD-WAN Lab version command. Okay, the tool has different tasks available. We're going to use the setup, deploy, and add tasks in this video. Let's start with the setup one. If you already have node definitions, feel free to skip to the next task. The setup task will allow us to create the node definitions that are required to run the SD-WAN lab. This includes the resources and images of each type of node. This task will look for the available software on the local folder. If you don't have it yet, then the first step is to download it. These are the images that our SD-WAN lab will run. I'm gonna go to the Cisco software download page and I'm gonna look for SD-WAN. Select the vManage software. All the options will be listed on the left. You can choose whatever you prefer. In my case, I'm gonna pick 2015-3.1 and look for the QCOW2 file and download it. Then go back, click on bsmart software, look for the QCOW2 file and download it. Again, go back, click on bhcloud, select the 2015-3 QCOW2 file and download it. Now let's go back and look for the Catalyst 8000B. Click on IOSXE software. I'm going to use the 17.15.3a version. Scroll down until you find the 8 gig version QCOW2 file and download it. Once your downloads are completed, make sure to copy the files to the same folder where your SD-WAN Lab Deployment Tool is located. We can attempt to run the setup tool right now. However, we would need to enter all the lab details manually. Instead, let's define some environment variables that will be automatically pulled before the script is executed each time. Scrolling up, we will find an example of the environment variables we need. I will create a local file to store the content. Use your preferred text editor. I will use Nano to create the file variables.sh. I will copy and paste the information and then replace all the values. Define your CML information as well as the manager IP. It should be reachable from your computer. I will erase the first and last line of the file. Now let's export the environment variables. Use the source variables.sh command. We can confirm the variables were properly set with the printf command. Now we're ready to run the setup task. If you don't have any nodes definition for this version, it will copy the software to CML and create them for you. In my case, I already have them. That's why the setup task ran so quickly. I'm gonna use the list option to confirm the available software. The Manager software version 2015.3.1 is there. We can continue to the deploy task. This task will deploy your controllers as well as MPLS and internet transports. It will also set up the internet connectivity and configure your certificates, device list, basic controller configuration, as well as configuration groups and templates. The task will also boot up all your controllers and transports. By the end of the task, we should have all the controllers up and running on the Manager's UI. To run this task, use the command SD-WAN Lab deploy and the version. In my case, it will be 2015.3.1. If we open the CML platform, we can follow this process in real time. We will see how the project gets created and how the nodes will be automatically added and the boot up process. This task will take several minutes, so I will pause and resume the video when it's done. The task is done and we can use the Manager URL to access it. I'm going to copy and paste it on the browser. As expected, my controllers were correctly deployed. My device list was populated. And the certificates for the controllers were taken care of. Now we need to add devices to the overlay. Let's go ahead and execute the add task. With the add task, we can add nodes to the topology. You can add either controllers or SD-WAN routers. You can also specify the amount of resources that you want each node to have. We will use it to add the SD-WAN routers. By the end of the task, the SD-WAN routers should be fully onboarded with certificates installed and a configuration group assigned. We will need to specify the number of devices and the type of node that we will add. So I will do SD-WAN Lab add to edge version 17.15.03a. We can see in real time on the CML topology how the nodes are getting added. This process will take a while. I will fast forward the video so we can see the whole process. After the boot up is done on the devices, we're going to see the add task done message on the terminal. I will go to the Manager UI and refresh the overview so we can confirm that we have 2 devices reachable. These devices have control connections up and also they are fully configured. Let's go to configuration groups and see what's there. There is the Edge Basic configuration group that was created automatically on the deploy task, and the 2 devices have been assigned and the configuration was also deployed already. At this point, we have our SD-WAN deployment ready with 2 devices onboarded.
And that's it. We just deployed a full SD-WAN lab in minutes, no manual configs, and no long setup process. If you found this helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you on the next one.